Okay, welcome back, everybody. Once again, we're ready to do some more Panzer Corps 2 with Mike, and today we have just completed the Bug River scenario. We're going to follow the Erwin von Butcherstein campaign trail into Norway. Fedor has already been assigned to Norway North, where he's had extreme mountainous terrain awaiting the northern landings. We're going to do the Norway South landings. For Erwin, he's going to hit Norway from the south and try to take, I believe, Oslo and some other very important strategic targets along the way here. So what we are going to do is say, okay, we're going to go with Norway South and get our briefing from General Oberst James Mason, also known as my German commander. So we're going to load that up. And get ready to roll here. Yes, I just did pick my nose. I didn't pick my nose, actually. I'm pulling on a hair. It's in my nose. I need to trim my nose hairs. Okay, we're going to load Norway South.
Ah, Herr General, there you are. I was talking to my friend Nikolaus, and we have just a new assignment for you.
Excellent.
High Command has given the go-ahead for Operation Vessel,
Oberon.
and I want you to take a leading part in this Norwegian excursion.
All right.
Your main target is the capture of Oslo, and heavy cruiser Blücher has been assigned to escort your landing parties to the capital.
Okay.
Simultaneously, you will need to secure major ports along the coast from here to here. Keeping them under our control will go a long way to keeping the British and French out of Norway, and thus preserving our enforcement of Norwegian neutrality. To aid you, we've mobilized additional Fallschirmjägers, quite useful for fighting in the mountainous terrain. Infantry will be far more useful than your panzers in this battle. So, I recommend you temporarily put your tanks into reserve for this battle.
All right.
Now, I know General Falconhorst's plan might seem a little light on specifics. If you ask me, the plan looks like it was originally some kind of vacation trip. Even so, it's your responsibility to get the job done now. I have every confidence in your abilities.
As do I have every confidence in my abilities. Okay. Let's end this briefing and take a look at our tactical situation. Yeah, we have a limited deployment because clear room for different troops. Use move to reserve on the existing ones. And I have a new hero, Lucas Lang, who is unyielding. That means he cannot be suppressed by enemy fire. That's kind of interesting. I wonder how useful that will be. All right. Now what I'm going to do is kind of survey the battlefield. Fallschirmjägers, by the way, are paratroopers, and it looks like I have authorization for up to 4 of those units. I've only got 2 now. That means I'm going to buy a couple more. And they can be very useful for doing things like taking this airfield and this particular Christiana Sand, this town, and moving up the coast to take this other objective and airfield, which are going to be crucial to my operations later on. I've also got some opportunities to do some landings here, but first thing I'm going to have to do probably is put a lot of my panzers into reserve, and because I'm just not going to use them. I'm not going to be using them in this particular battle. All right. Let's look at upgrading them. We're going to put them, first of all, we're just going to put them into reserve here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That ought to do it. That's pretty good. And let's go look at them in the reserves and see if there's any way to upgrade them. I've got my Panzer 3G, which I got as an experimental unit, a prototype for my connections, my industry connections. There's now a Panzer 3H, which is an improvement, not a major, huge improvement, but it's got a 15 and a 17 ground and air defense. I'm not sure it's worth upgrading that particular unit at this time, especially since I'm not going to use them. And again, the model is to have a light Panzer, a heavy Panzer, and a medium Panzer as part of my Panzer divisions. Right now, and again, these are all just mediums. The Panzer 35T is a medium, Panzer 3G is a medium, Panzer 1 and 2 are light tanks. So it's hard to really do anything with them. But what I want to do is I want my best units to go with my most experienced tank crews. And what I notice here is that these guys, the Panzer 1B and the Panzer 2, both have a star. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade them. I'm going to upgrade this Panzer 2C is going to be upgraded to the new Panzer 3H. And I'm going to do that. Upgrade Kaboom. Oh, I lost. I'm going to upgrade him also to overstrength to 11 because he's got that experience star. So I've got 2 medium tanks now. The Panzer 1B is going to get that old equipment. He's going to be upgraded to the Panzer 2C, which is a better tank in many ways. And the Panzer 35T, I'm going to actually... I should downgrade him to a Panzer 1, but next time I use my Panzers, I might actually just buy a Panzer 1 to be my light tank. So I've now got 3 medium tanks and a light tank. I'm pretty well equipped in terms of that stuff. All right, let's go back to my deployed units and take a quick look at what's going on there. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm going to elite replace all. I'm going to up my core slots to 60. So I have a little more breathing room in terms of upgrading. Okay, here we are. We are back. Actually, you know what? I got to make some changes here. Welcome back. Sorry about that interruption. Hopefully, I was able to splice these 2 videos together so that they make one video. I had a problem. I had an interruption. Another program came in and actually crashed my computer. I had to restart it. So we're back here for the Erwin von Butcherstein Norway South scenario, which is pretty interesting. I have some targets here. I have the city of Bergen, which I have to take. I have the city of Lillehammer, which was the southernmost target of the north scenario by my twin brother, Fader von Butcherstein. I'm Erwin today, and I'm going to try to take Lillehammer and Oslo and basically end this Norwegian campaign quickly. But I've also got some other targets that I need to capture here, including this fortress, which is on an island, which is going to be very difficult to take. I'm going to have to use paratroopers to land here and probably bombard it from the air to weaken that fortress. But that is a crucial supply hex, and it's one I don't want to get through this scenario without taking. You notice I've got airfields and cities here. I've got Stavanger and Kristiansand to take first. I've got a supply hex here, Fredrikstad, and then I've really got to take Bergen here. So I've got quite a bit of stuff I've got to do in order to get my forces properly deployed to take this on. All right. First things first, how am I going to approach this? And I've got to consider a lot of different things. There's, again, my Panzers are in reserve because I've been told that they will be useless for this particular scenario. So given that that's the case, I'm going to have to get some more paratroopers. I've been given 2 already, 2 Fallschirmjäger units, paratroopers. The plan that I'm going to execute here is I'm going to use the Fallschirmjägers to take Kristiansand and the airfield there, and then I will use them to assist in taking Stavanger, and then, and only then, will I begin to move on Oslo. Meanwhile, I will land a second group of troops here just south of Fredrikstad in order to take that and make my way up the coast towards Oslo, which is my ultimate target and objective, followed by Lillehammer. And I'm going to do a separate amphibious landing here at the heavily reinforced port of Bergen. That's a crucial port for me to operate. Now, I don't know what kind of naval opposition I'm going to face, but I have a lot of naval assets. I have a Königsberg class. This is a capital ship. I guess it's a light cruiser and a destroyer here out in the ocean. I've also got another destroyer down here to the south, presumably to support the landings at Stavanger, and a couple of gunboat destroyers, Schnellenboot, that's a destroyer. I think that's more of a missile boat, one there, and Schnellenboot S1 and Schnellenboot, yeah, there are a couple of smaller ships. And then I've got the HMS Blucher, which will support my main landing near Oslo. But he's kind of pinned in right now between two patrol boats, so he's going to have to deal with them. All right, so what's going to be useful in this mission is, and actually that's the thing I forgot to do, is I forgot to go in on my options, change my audio, turn my master way down, and my sound effects way down, and my music way down, so they don't overwhelm the audio. Hopefully that'll be fine. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to need more strategic bombers, the big heavy bombers. I'm going to bring them up from Germany to support this mission, and I'm going to need some more paratroopers. So I'm going to go to my distribution, my military, my troops here, and I've got some different scenarios that I can, or places I can put these guys. There's a couple out here at sea. I can put them on boats. I've got 8 boats, but there's also, I'm going to need a couple of troops here to attack Bergen, and I'm going to assign my 18th Grenadier and my 1st Pioneers. The Pioneers I'm going to need to attack these fortresses here. So the other thing too is I'm going to assign, I've got a new hero. I've got an unyielding attacker. This guy cannot be suppressed by enemy fire. I'm going to give that attribute to my Grenadier, and I'm going to put him in place right there. And my Pioneer has already got the aggressive counterattack hero. I'm going to put them there, so they are going to try to strike here, probably first to take out the fortress and then go after the troops at Bergen and take Bergen and the supply hex beyond, which may enable me to add some I don't know, mountain troops or something, elite mountain troops to move up the move up through the mountains here. Now I've only got a few units left in terms of what I've got to distribute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go after Stavanger with a cavalry unit. I'm going to put him right here at sea, and I am going to put the one armored vehicle I have, my armored car, my SDKFZ 222. See if I can upgrade him. Yeah, the only upgrade is the RAD, and it's actually a downgrade in some areas, the radio car. So I'm going to put them out at sea here, protected by this destroyer, to land close to this particular airport and take that airport. That only leaves me a few troops left. I've got a couple of Wehrmacht infantry troops. I'm going to place them here at sea. And I have no use for a bridge engineer here. So what I might do is upgrade that Brucken Pioneer to a regular Pioneer unit and give him a half track, because by doing that and putting him at sea, he's going to help me attack this particular fortress. So I'm pretty thin in terms of that stuff. Now, other units I'm going to put at sea, I'm going to put the 88 gun, the anti-flak gun, anti-aircraft gun, because it can also be helpful in attacking this fortress. And there may be other fortresses built up that I don't know about. So I'm going to have to get ready for those. So I'm going to put him at sea, and I'm going to take my artillery pieces and I'm going to put them at the dock so that they can join the fight later on, if they have to fight my way up to Oslo. Okay, now the key distributions here that I'm going to have to make are going to be my aircraft. I have my 2 Bf-109E fighters. I don't expect a lot of fighter aircraft, but I'm going to put them out there anyway to sort of lead the attack. I have this Stuka Ju-87B, my best tactical bomber. He's useful in attacking submarines and also useful in attacking fortresses. Like this fortress here is, I'm going to have to take it out with, in order to capture that hex, I'm going to have to land paratroopers on there and bombard the fortress. So I'm going to make my Stuka available to get over there really quickly. And my other tactical bomber is my Bf-110C, which, as we all know, it's a heavy fighter, light bomber. I'm going to group him here with my other fighters. And my most useful weapon in this particular battle is going to be my HE-111 H2 strategic bomber, but I'm going to look and see if I have any upgrades. In fact, I do. I can upgrade to a Ju-88A. Now, what's most useful about him is it's going to be his naval attack. So I'm going to upgrade that sucker. And he also, there's an improvement in soft attack values. And I'm going to put him right here next to the aircraft. And then I'm going to also put my Storch here just to scout ahead and see what's around. But that leaves me with some extra spaces. I'm going to acquire some more infantry. I'm going to buy some Fallschirmjägers. Okay, I'm going to buy 2 of those because I think I have a limit of 4 that I can have in the air at any one time. And I'm going to buy a Gebirgsjäger. Anyway, that is an elite mountain troop that I am also going to add 2 of those to my attack. And I've overdone it in terms of slots, so I can only add 1, so I'm going to purchase those. The Fallschirmjägers I'm going to put here and here to help with the attack on what is this, Kristiansand. And the Gebirgsjäger I'm going to leave in reserve. I'm not going to put him on the field yet because I'm going to want to put him together with the other troops that take Bergen when the time comes. All right. I have a few additional slots I can use in terms of auxiliary slots. So what I'm going to do here is go back to the purchase screen, and I'm going to purchase an additional strategic bomber. I'm going to replace my old HE-111 H2. That's my old equipment. I'm going to give that to the auxiliary forces, and I'm going to place him here to bomb the shit out of ships at sea. And I've still got room, so I'm actually going to buy 1 more of those. I'm going to go with the really bad, the DO-170. So I've got 1 of each type of my strategic bomber available. He has he's weak by comparison, but he will come in, you know, a little bit useful. So, all right, that's what I have. That's my strategic bombers and all my troops that I'm going to use in this particular scenario. What else am I going to do? Do I have any heroes left that I can assign? Let's see. This is my artillery piece. Do I have a hero I can assign? Yeah, I have a lethal attack hero that I got, Leopold Huber. I'm going to give him to the artillery piece, the big MRS-18 artillery piece. That's good against tanks. It with the lethal attack, it'll also mean that any suppression it creates will automatically be converted to kills. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go. I've got everything in place here. I'm going to end my deployment phase. It's going to give me the usual warning saying, hey, you could buy some more stuff, but no. I'm going to end the deployment phase and start the battle. Okay, first of all, I've got the Storch here, so I'm going to do some recon. Looks like this is pretty open because of the Bluchers present, so I'm going to fly my Storch up see if there's any. See if there's anybody around. Yeah, Bergen is fairly well defended with anti-aircraft, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to send my paratroopers over there, and basically, yeah, I'm going to take some losses here, but I'm just going to surround Bergen with my paratroopers, and I have this extra paratroop they gave me. I can add him. Could I send him somewhere else? I'm going to put him in the air. I'm going to embark him, put him in the air. Now, for the moment, I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to put him so he lands on the hill. I'm going to surround this. What I'm going to do is surround this airbase with my landings on the next turn. Knock out the anti-aircraft and then take the town. Meantime, I have my two other units. I have my recon car and my cavalry. I'm going to move them closer to, what is it, Stavanger? Going to move up and try to take that particular target. Oop. Well, there's my destroyer. I'm going to protect my forces. My destroyer. If I attack, I've got a 1. I should lose 1 and win 3. Let me see if any of my strategic bombers can reach over there. I don't know if they can. Here's the DO-17Z. Nope. He's not really very good. Can my Ju-88A reach that? Oh, it can. My Ju-88A, my best, absolute best strategic bomber. I'm going to soften up. Much greater range than the DO-117. Soften that sucker up. Hit him, and then I'm going to hit him with the destroyer. Little back and forth. I lost 1. I took 3. So I should be able to protect these 2 landing craft. And they are going to have to deal with these troops here. That's going to be interesting. So good job all around by those guys. All right, so I'm well set up there. Now in the north, I have an enemy destroyer I have to be concerned with. I'm going to hit him from distance with my light cruiser. Knocked out 2, and then I'm going to move in with my destroyer and keep him from interfering with my landing. This is going to be a losing battle for me. I'm going to lose, have 3 kills to 2 kills. But it's going to be worth it to weaken the enemy. Now I can move up and I can land my grenadier unit. Put him on shore. Now you can, in the game, you can land units in 1 turn, but you can't attack them. And my pioneer unit, you can land, but you can't attack. So this is interesting. I could go seize this hex right here, forcing these guys to counterattack. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just say, yeah, I got you. And now these guys are encircled, meaning their supply situation will become precarious. However, at this point, they are fully supplied. We've got 5 ammo. And there may be other Norwegian or British troops up here I have to worry about counterattacking me. So that's not a good situation necessarily. But I should be able to take on these Norwegian infantry and hold that position. It's a daring raid on my part. We'll see what happens to it. Okay. Meantime, the Blucher, I've got to get the Blucher back out of here to support what's going on, to support my landings. I've got these other ships I've got to get all the way up here by Fredrikstad. And there's certain areas I cannot see. So I'm going to do a little recon with my fighter. And I'm going to fly up over here. Nope, I don't see anything. So I'm going to take this destroyer and move him up the way. And I'm going to take this destroyer. Oh, there was a submarine. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be a little bit of a cheater. I'm just going to... oh, hey, look, I accidentally bumped into an enemy submarine who's lurking out there to attack my fleet. I'm going to pin him in. You know, before I move him there, I'm going to think about how far can I get this guy? I can start moving my landing force up the coast here. Now these red areas are, I think, Sweden, and I can't land in Sweden because they're neutral. I'm going to move this destroyer out to create something of a blanket of protection. And then my tactical bombers should be able to hit this sub and weaken it a little further. I'm going to use my BF-110C to do that. I don't know how the volume is. Maybe I'll turn the volume up a little bit more on the attacks. Just increase it a little bit. I don't know how it sounds on the video. Okay, I'm going to resume the game. All right, so I've been successful there. Meantime, I'm going to take this Ju-87B and I'm going to start attacking this fortress because I am going to eventually get paratroopers on that island to take that hex. And I hit him and I got absolutely nothing out of that attack. That sucks. Okay. Meanwhile, I've got two strategic bombers. I've got my DO-117, which are useless against troops on the ground, and I've got my HE-111, which is a better plane. I'm going to use him to attack this enemy patrol boat, and I'm going to use the Blucher to attack the patrol boat, knocked him down 3, and I'm going to try to move out of this channel. That's a precarious spot for me to be in. So my other strategic bomber, I'm going to use just to see if I can suppress this anti-aircraft gun here a little bit. Yeah, it looks like I not only suppressed him, but I knocked one, and I killed one. That's pretty good. That's going to help me. All right. Meantime, I'm going to get my 88 out at sea. Get him moved. Not my 88, but my big artillery and my small artillery. I'm also going to embark him and try to get my landing force up here near Fredrikstad. Okay, I think that is it. No, I still have my fighter. What could I do with my fighter? Well, I can protect this bomber, so that's what I'm going to do. And I can move my cruiser in to support. Okay, this is going to get interesting. I think at this point we're done moving, and I'm going to end the turn and allow the Norwegians and British to counterattack. Let's see what they can do. Are they going to shoot at my paratroopers? They're going to bomb my landing craft. Fuck you. They're going to attack my destroyer. Their submarine is going to hit my destroyer. Their patrol boat is going to hit my recon car. That's going to hurt. Their destroyer is going to attack my destroyer. And that's going to be the end of the turn. So Erwin von Butcherstein. Okay, good. So I survived this attack on Bergen. Nobody went after me. This is interesting. If I use this Pioneer to attack the Norwegians, there's gonna be support fire from this destroyer. So I'm actually gonna hit him with my heavy cruiser, knock him from 5 to 3, and then I'm gonna use my other destroyer to try to finish him off, or at least damage him to the point that he's not very effective. So now the trick becomes, what do I do? Do I attack these Norwegian troops? Do I attack this fortress? Looks like I have better odds with the Pioneer if I move him up on the hillside, the high ground, and attack the Norwegian troops there. Got hit with some defensive fire. Ooh, -6. That was pretty good. And let's see if I can now use my grenadiers to finish them off. Ooh, well, nope. Not very effective in finishing them off. But let's also see if I can deploy those Gerbergsjägers. Yeah, I can deploy the Gerberjägers. So those are my elite mountain troops onto that supply hex because I captured that supply hex. So things are not going as well up here as I would like, and I still got this fortress to be concerned about because it can do some damage to my ships at sea as well as my troops on the ground. But hopefully by next turn I will be able to see some more progress there. Alright, I'm going to use this destroyer to take out this patrol boat. And he almost completely does. Meantime, I'm going to land my cavalry here. My armored car in behind him. Now, the thing about the armored car is I could go take this airport, but then I would be... Well, let's see. If I took it... Yeah, see, then I don't have any movement points left. And I can't reinforce yet. Because there's no... I don't have a supply link. So he's pretty vulnerable. So I'm going to... I'm going to move the... armored car and the cavalry up to high ground. And let's see if I can use my better strategic bomber, my Ju-188, to take out that annoying patrol boat. Yes, I have. He's gone. He's sunk. Okay, good. So that frees up this destroyer to help support the attacks on Stavanger and Fredrikstad. Okay, now it's time to land my paratroops. So I'm going to land them here on the hillsides above. And once again, they can land. They can run, but they can't hide. I'm going to land these paratroops, and rather than move them in towards Kristiansand, I'm going to actually move them north to help support the Flekkefjord attack. Well, actually, let me not put them on the road. Let me put them on the hillside. And now these guys are encircled. So I'm in reasonably good position. I'm going to hit these support troops here, and I'm going to take out this anti-aircraft gun pretty soon. Now I'm going to once again use my Stuka to try to bomb this fortress. I did no damage at all last time. This time I did 2 damage. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to use the weakest of my my bombers, my strategic bombers, my Dornier, and try to hit the anti-aircraft weaponry here. Just do a little suppression on him. And I got a -1 suppression, so he'll be easier to take on with my paratroopers next time. All right. The submarine has managed to escape and get out in the open, and we don't like that. I'd like to attack with my my tactical bomber here. First things first, though, I got to take out the air cover. The Norwegian Air Force. I'm going to use my Bf-109s. To hit those little biplanes, and down he goes. Okay, so that frees up my Bf-110C to attack the submarine and hopefully get a 2 on the kills. He got a 3, that's good. I'm going to move my destroyer up, and even though it's going to be a net loss for me in terms of strength, I'm going to try to take out this sub, knocked him down to 2, and then try to take him out again. And I have done so. Alright, now I'm going to move this destroyer up. The Blucher, I'm going to blow up this patrol boat. Then what I'm trying to do is get out of range of this fortress here, this gun emplacement, but that's not going to be easy. So, alright, what have I got? I got my artillery piece. I got my flak gun. I've got my other artillery piece. And I got my troops, which, shoot, I can't get them close. Here's my Wehrmacht infantry. I'm actually going to grab that supply hex there. that guy, and I'm going to move the other Wehrmacht infantry up. Now I expect to get pretty heavily counterattacked right away. I do have some auxiliary slots that I could support these guys, but this is gonna have to wait till next turn. All right, here's my storage, my scout plane. I'm gonna move him up there. Yeah, there's still an enemy air force to deal with. And then I've got a couple of sets of troops, 3 sets of troops that could come down and start giving my guys a lot of harassment. So what I might want to do with my remaining strategic bomber is to suppress these suckers a little bit so that their attack is not quite as effective. Okay, I knocked him down a little bit. Alright, that is kind of look like it may be it. Yeah, I don't want to move him. This destroyer, I'm going to move him up towards Stavanger. And I think that will be it for me for this turn. I'm out of options. Alright, let's see what happens on the Norwegian counterattack. First of all, they're going to shoot at my recon plane. They're going to attack my bomber with their pussy little fighters. Problem is my BF-109s don't have the range to get up there, so I can't take out their air force for a while. Ooh, their fortress hit my destroyer really hard, and then their destroyer destroyed my destroyer. Wow, fuck you, fuck you. All right, let's start here. I'm going to take out that Norwegian destroyer as an act of revenge. He's sunk. And I'm going to move my heavy cruiser into the port area. Now what I've got to do is take out these remaining Norwegian troops and take the Bergen. So I'm going to use my new elite infantry. They're dead. I'm going to use my pioneer to attack the fortress. He's gained a star. I'm going to use my grenadiers to attack the fortress, and this is going to have to be taken out before I can move on. If I move my Gerbers-Jaggers guys up, I could take this small town. What's the name of that town? Voss. I could take Voss, which makes really good water, or I could wait to leave them to support the attack on the fortress, but I think I'm just going to go take Voss. Ooh, not a smart move there. I'm going to get heavily counterattacked, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on that. All right. Can I reinforce this armored car? Yes. The answer is yes. And I now have my attack on the town of Flekkefjord. Wow, interesting. We'll see if I can bring some aircraft in to support that. First things first, I'm going to use my Stuka to further weaken this island fortress. Knocked it down 1, slowly but surely wearing it down. Now I'm going to use my Imperial Stormtroopers, also known as my paratroopers, to knock out this anti-aircraft gun and seize the airfield. Cool. Okay, I've done that, and now I'm going to attack. I want to attack Fjorkish. Do I have a bomber over here? Yes, I do. I have a DO-117. He can't reach that, but he can get over here and bomb these troops here in Kristiansand, so I'm going to do that just to sort of discourage them from fighting back. Now the question is, do I want to attack Flekkefjord? Yeah, I do. And I'm going to use not my Ju-88, which is my best strategic bomber, but I'm going to use my second best, my HE-111. I'm going to bomb him just to weaken him a little bit. Okay, lost some ammo, and he lost some spirit there. And then I'm going to use my... ooh, I like the odds better when I'm up on a hill. I'm going to use my paratroopers and my cavalry to attack. It's always better to attack from high ground. And I'm going to take Fjorgifstad. It's great because now I can use these paratroopers to finish those guys off. Okay, I'm in pretty reasonably good shape there. Now, my air forces. Well, let's see if my BF-109s can reach. I don't think they can reach that fighter. Yes, they actually can. He came far enough south to make himself vulnerable to my attacks. My Luftwaffe. Can this guy reach? Yes. Both my BF-109 fighters can reach the Swedish Air Force. And actually my BF-110C, again, this is the versatility of this aircraft. My BF-110C can be used as either a bomber or a fighter. It is a light bomber / heavy fighter, and it's going to be vulnerable to some anti-aircraft counterattack, but I should be able to come up here and finish off that Norwegian Air Force. And that should just about do it for the Norwegian Air Force, to be honest. I don't think they have anything more. Okay, now the next most important task is to get my troops landed. So I'm going to put my first artillery piece up there. Where's my other one? I'm going to get my 88. I'm going to land him. And then move him up here to the fortress where he'll be more effective. And then behind that, I'm going to get my other artillery piece on the supply hex and my other troops. This is my pioneer troop, right? Yeah, my pioneer. So, okay, I'm going to move him up. So right now I've got my two best pieces around this fortress I'm going to have to take out. I've got my 88 and I've got my pioneer. I'm going to want to shield that pioneer unit from attack because he's got a special purpose in life. And I've still got a couple of planes left. I've got my Ju-88 A. I'm going to attack this patrol boat. Do I want to do that, or do I want to attack the fortress? I'm going to attack the fortress. Soften him up, see if I can actually kill. Yeah, I've got one kill. So that helps that. And then my boat, do I attack the fortress, or do I attack the patrol boat? Once I get this patrol boat out of here, I can move the Blucher, my heavy cruiser, up. And like shell the anti-aircraft and shell the artillery that's there. Okay, meantime, let's move my destroyers up. We can use them to attack that patrol boat when the time comes. Okay, there we are. We're good. All right, so that's that. And now I've got the Storch. Where am I going to use him? I'm going to rebase him to my new airbase, my new airfield that I captured. Okay, so I'm moving along here in my plan. I have to take the Kristiansand capital target. I'm going to probably move some of my paratroopers back and really go after him. And I'm softening up this this target over here with my Stuka. Really haven't used my Stuka in combat yet. So we have to take care of all this stuff, protect our flank before we can advance inland. These elite mountain troops, the Gerber's Jagger guys, they may be in some trouble, but we'll see. And I've got to take out this fortress with my Pioneer and my Grenadier. So that's kind of where I stand now. I don't think I have any other movements. Nope, we're good. And I'm going to move my artillery piece up. so it can support. All right, that's it. Let's see what the Norwegians do. Now they're shelling my Gerber's Jaggers. Here come the Norwegian troops. Gonna try to stop my beachhead from getting established. You going after my infantry, I'm gonna have to withdraw him. Counter-attacking my paratroopers. Getting up on the hill to attack my Gerber's Jaggers. Now the Gerber's Jaggers are important because they have big advantages when they fight up on a hill. My choices here are to reinforce or to get up on the hill. I'm going to reinforce and entrench. I'm going to... actually, I'm going to use this cruiser. I'm going to see if I can suppress that guy up on the hill. Yeah, I'm going to hit him. Also, it's raining, as you may have noticed, meaning that I can't use my aircraft on this turn. So it's a good thing I got my landings in. We're going to attack the fortress here near Bergen from two sides, and that sucker is still holding out, but I think I will get him soon, and then we'll be able to address the counterattack to break out from Bergen. Okay. All right, now we need to get to address Kristiansand. I'm going to use the armored car to swing around and seize this airfield. And then I'm going to back him off because he will lose that battle. I'm going to hit the Norwegian troops at Stavanger. And then I'm going to hit Kristiansand from all sides. I'm going to move my paratroopers down here. I'm going to attack them from the guys from the airport. Okay, I don't know what happened there with the recording. It went off for some reason. I didn't do anything. Maybe there's a limit that I exceeded. But what's happened that you've missed is that I've reinforced my beachhead south of Oslo, and I've prepared to attack Stavanger, and I have cleaned things up around Bergen, and I'm getting ready to move out from there. So haven't missed much. All right, let's go on to the next turn. So the Norwegians are now counterattacking me near Bergen. They're attacking my armored car near Stavanger. And the rain has finally stopped. Okay, here's my heavy cruiser. I can hit either the troops up on the hill or I can hit the artillery piece. I'm going to hit the troops up on the hill. And I'm going to use my Gerber's Jaggers, my elite mountain troops, to attack first the artillery piece. And then the Norwegian mountain infantry up on the hill. And then I'm going to hopefully finish them off. And, wow, can I upgrade? I cannot upgrade these grenadiers, but if I took the time to do one, I can move them to this hex here, or the supply hex, and I think next turn I can then upgrade them from a wimpy-ass truck to what my pioneer troops have. Well, they have a truck too. Is it worth it to... I'm gonna get half tracks there. So guys, I must have timed out on my recording. So all right, so now we have to focus on attacking Stavanger. I'm going to use this destroyer to soften them up. I'm going to once again annoy those infantry, the infantry there embedded at Stavanger. I'm going to move my Fallschirmjägers in. Ooh, actually, I could have taken the whole thing. I'm gonna reverse this. All right, now I'm gonna attack the Fallschirmjäger, the Norwegian infantry. Now I'm gonna use the Fallschirmjägers to take them out, finish them off. Okay, so the situation now here is that I'm gonna take Stavanger on the next turn, and then I'm gonna be able to use my Fallschirmjägers to go aid in the other attacks. Meantime, back to my original strategy. Now that the rains have stopped, I'm going to attack this fortress with my Stuka. And I'm going to move my destroyer over here to repair it. Meantime, what do I want to do here with my cavalry and my other units? I'm going to move them up the road. I'm going to use my Storch to see what support units are back here behind. Oh, Oslo's not that well defended. So I'm going to use the Blücher to soften up the enemy a little bit. And this is going to be an ideal time for me to reinforce everything. I'm going to reinforce my my artillery piece and my 88. Everything here, all my troops are back to full strength. I've still got the use of an artillery piece. I'm going to hit those troops, try to do some damage to them. And then I'm going to, I've got, again, these strategic bombers. So I've got the JU 88. And I'm going to weaken those troops right there. Move my beachhead out a little bit. Just basically, this is all about softening up the enemy. All right, I'm going to use my strategic bombers to further soften up enemy attacks. My HE-111 and my Dornier. Where is it? I'm going to use him to soften up these troops there. Now I'm moving this destroyer down, so hopefully it'll become a target of this fortress. So until I can get a paratrooper there to take that on. Want to distract that his fire if I can. And I'm going to use my BF-110C to sweep up here and attack the support artillery for Oslo. Ooh, did some good damage there, -3. Now he'll take some anti-aircraft fire on the next turn, but he'll be pretty solid. Still have a lot of strength left. Nothing to do with my fighters here until I can take a forward airfield. There's really, all I can do is cover my artillery, but I don't think there's any other bombers in the Norwegian arsenal at this point. Okay, so that's going to end that. See if there's any other movements I can do. Not really, just this destroyer. And I don't think the Königsberg is going to be able to reach anybody. So, all right, we're going to end this turn. Okay, the fortress is attacking. Which is, by the way, super annoying. This guy's a real pain in the ass. I can't wait to use my Stuka and my paratroopers on him. Okay, took him down to a 5. He's at half strength. Going to reinforce my armored car. Going to take Stavanger here. And I'm going to move these paratroopers over to the airport. Not only am I going to take the airfield, I'm going to put them in the air and get ready to drop them on this island. Does this island have a name? No, just 22nd Fort. So he's going to try to take out the fort. I'm going to use my Storch to scout ahead. See if there's anything my troops need to be worried about. No, not really. I'm going to use my elite mountain troops to finish off This artillery piece. This annoying artillery piece. I'm going to reinforce my pioneers. And I'm going to upgrade. Yes, I can upgrade my grenadiers and give them a half-track instead of that flimsy covered wagon. Oh, it won't let me upgrade. It won't let me upgrade because I don't probably have enough unit slots. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cheat this a little bit. We're gonna just give ourselves a little few extra unit slots, core unit slots, so that I can put a half track on there. We're gonna go to 65. And now we're gonna hit the upgrade button. Oh, there's a train. Ooh, I could take a train. I could put him on a train, but then I'd have to actually hold the town where he disembarks, and I don't. So I'm gonna upgrade him to a half track. There we go. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my pioneer. I'm gonna bring him back. And then, meantime, what we'll do is I will keep moving these mountain troops through the mountains, and then the pioneer and the grenadier, Panzer grenadier, are going to catch up to them. So cool. All right. What's going on with our beachhead? What's going on with our other stuff? We're going to put these troops, these Fallschirmjägers, paratroops. I'm going to fly them up, and we're going to land them right around this little town of Larvik. Larvik must be taken on the road to Oslo, as must the town of Horten. Horten, here's a who. Meantime, I'm going to move my cavalry up to support that. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, so I have my support ship, the Blucher. I'm going to hit these Norwegian troops who I want knocked out. I'm going to hit them with my artillery. From long range. Boom. Good job. All right, now do I risk putting my 88 on here? I will probably lose it if I do. I'm going to move him back. I'm going to put my pioneer on the docks. Going to move my artillery pieces forward. They've already fired, but that's okay. And I'm going to try to surround Oslo as best I can. Meantime, what can I do with my attacks? I've already used my Stuka, but I can use my Ju-88 and my other bombers. I'm going to soften up the Oslo Truppen. Killed one, suppressed two, so he'll be less effective. I'm going to use my Bf-110C to attack the infantry, or the artillery piece here. Killed two. And I'm going to use my two other strategic bombers to try to soften up the Norwegian troops at Horten and is that Larvik? Yeah, Larvik. Comes in handy to have these suckers sometimes. Just creates a little suppression. Oh, I actually got a kill there too. So, meantime, I'm going to try to fix this destroyer. And not much I can do about these fighters. These fighters aren't useful right now because there's no northern air base they can operate from, and their range of the Bf-109E is pretty short. That's one of its drawbacks. So the other video must have just timed out. This is going to be a long video. Okay, I got my ships at sea. I'm going to move them out, see if there's any Brits out there. Doesn't look like it. I think that will be the end of this turn. Nobody's going to attack yet. We're not ready to attack. We're going to do a lot more damage on that artillery before we attack. Hopefully, these artillery pieces will support the vulnerable pioneers on the docks. Let's wait and see. Oh, they're going to come out of Horton and go after our cavalry. Ooh, they took a beating there, -10. Wow, that was a big beating. The Nords are going to attack my my infantry. Okay, so now I got to think this through. What am I going to do here? Am I going to land these suckers? Yeah, I'm going to land these paratroops. I'm going to take Lark. That's Lark, right? Yeah, Larvik. And I'm going to land these paratroops and take Horton. And I'm going to reinforce my cavalry. I'm going to scout north. I'm going to move my mountain troops up into the mountains. I'm going to force march them into the mountains. I'm going to move my grenadiers forward, and I'm going to move my pioneers back to where they can be reinforced. Now, when I upgrade them to half tracks, they're going to be able to catch up really quickly. So the grenadier and the pioneer ought to be arriving in the area of Lillehammer about the same time the mountain troops do. So that's going to be pretty good. I'm going to continue to just patrol out here with my boats. Doesn't look like there's much of anything going on. Okay, these paratroopers are going to get involved. I'm going to launch them up into the air and send them across. I can't tell. Are these my paratroopers, or are they the auxiliary paratroopers? If I go click on them and look at their unit details, they don't have a little golden chevron, so these are the auxiliary ones. This guy's also an auxiliary unit, but okay, I'm going to move this armored car forward to join in the attack. And I'm going to reinforce him at the end of it because I can. And I'm going to use my Stuka to hit this heavily reinforced concrete bunker. All I did was suppression, but I'm going to put my troops there and try to make... I got to get rid of this sucker. It's just really pissing me off at this point. Okay. Going to use my strategic bombers to try to suppress the enemy a little bit more. Where is my other one? There's my HE-111. Ooh, did some damage to that. And then I'm going to shell the shit out of this artillery piece. I'm going to move these pioneers off the docks and try to take that artillery out. Good job. And let's see what I can do in terms of long range. I've still got my Ju-88. I am going to hit... Do I hit the Oslo troops or do I try to hit these guys? I'm going to hit the troop in Oslo. See, what's happening right now is that the Norwegians are outnumbered, so they gotta pick and choose their attacks. Meantime, they're taking a beating. I'm going to move my 110C up to attack that artillery piece and hopefully finish him off. He's going to come under heavy anti-aircraft fire here. And he did, but he also did more damage. I'm going to move my patrol boat out here. And again, my fighters are basically useless. Just going to do a little air cover. this infantry force, do I reinforce this guy or do I move him back? Here's the risk. I can move these infantry over here to attack that anti-aircraft, but at 7 he's pretty weak, so he could be very vulnerable. If there's other British or Norwegian troops nearby. Meantime, I'm going to use the artillery piece to... Do I destroy? Yeah, you always destroy the high value target, and you take the risk. You can afford losing infantry, even experienced infantry. You cannot afford losing... when you can't miss a chance to knock out the enemy's artillery. So I'm going to move my 88 up over here. And I'm going to move the HMS Blucher into the docks. Do I want to do that? No, I'm going to hang back. Okay, this is becoming an increasingly complex landing and assault. That's it. I'm done. Time for turn 9. Luckily, the fortress attacked my boat, which is what I wanted. The Norwegians attacked my pioneers, as did the Norwegians in Oslo. The cavalry continues to come under heavy assault, but it's not finished. Okay, this is great. This is a great opportunity because I can now reinforce that infantry. I can move my pioneer over to take the airfield. I can assault the anti-aircraft gun with my artillery. I can convert my 88 back to an anti-tank mode and move it into position. Dismount it from the truck. And I can now start moving aircraft forward. Let's see what my fighters do. Can my fighters do anything against these guys? Not really. Okay, I have one more. Well, let's see. How does this... Now, I really want to get rid of it. I'm going to use my Stuka one more time to try to do some significant damage to that fortress. And then I'm going to use my troops to damage them, and it's still holding out. Still holding out. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, I'm going to upgrade the pioneers. Give them a half-track. And I'm going to be marching... Actually, let's do it this way. I'm going to be marching my troops, my elite mountain troops, into position. Notice there are some Norwegian soldiers there. I'm going to use my half-track to get my grenadiers positioned, and the pioneers will soon be following them, moving along the Norwegian roads. And now I'm going to use the Blucher to shell the enemy, attack him using my paratroopers. I've taken him out, and we're now going to surround these Norwegian infantry. Cavalry. Alright, so now things are starting to shape up. Gonna move my armored car forward. I still have an airborne unit, which I am going to use to move up and take this secondary airfield. Okay, so now there's a bit of a logistics operation here, which is that I need to move my aircraft to the better airfield. But what happens is I want to do this in such a way that I move all my aircraft. I think I can get up to 5 or 6 aircraft onto a major airfield like this. What I want to do is arrange it so that my best strategic bomber is hovering over this hex near Oslo last. So what I've got to do is this. I first got to bring up my other aircraft. So I'm going to bring up my HE-111. So when I hit the rebase button and select the base, it's going to be positioned right in the middle. That's fine. I'm then going to bring up my BF-110C. I'm going to rebase that one, and that's going to go to the outside left position. Okay, I can get a lot of airplanes here. I'm going to select my other strategic bomber, my auxiliary one, the DO-117 or the DO-17. It's going to take the next spot right there. It's going to fly around. I'm going to move my 2 fighters up, my BF-109s, to the same airbase. They're going to take the positions here and here around the clock. And when you rebase, it's interesting because the rebasing, it can actually go longer than the actual range of the aircraft. Now, the next one I pick is going to be my JU-88. When I rebase that, it should be right over Oslo. And Oslo should highlight red, meaning I can not only rebase but attack at the same time. Yes, I can. So there's a strategy to this. Reduced him to 8. Gonna fire on Oslo with that artillery piece, and I'm going to attack him with this Wehrmacht infantry. He retreats to the docks. I take Oslo. I'm in pretty good shape. Just about have my objectives, southern objectives, in place. Meantime, I'm just going to float around with some of these other units. I don't really need them anymore. Going to reinforce that destroyer. Not that I can use it in another scenario, but what the hell. Okay, and the Blucher's going to move in to get ready to wipe out. These guys have been tough defending. The 6th Norwegian infantry has been tough, but they're about to be taken out. Okay, that's it. End of the turn. Go to turn 10. Anti-aircraft fire. Fortress fires. Here come the Norwegian mountain infantry to face my tough German mountain infantry. Gonna move my pioneers forward. Gonna move my mountain infantry Gerbersjägers up to attack the Norwegian, 12th mountain infantry. Going to hit him twice. Now again, I have a big advantage as a mountain infantry attacking from the mountainous positions. And I'm going to move my grenadiers up to finish those suckers off. Good move on my part. Okay, I'm going to use the Blucher to shell these troops. The 6th Norwegian infantry. Finish them off with my armored car. I'm going to start taking some of these smaller towns. My armored car, who can do multiple moves. I'm going to attack and remove this anti-aircraft unit. Drop my paratroopers in, start moving them north. Use my 88 to take that one. And yeah, the Norwegians are now in trouble. Okay. Gonna move my Wehrmacht, gonna reinforce him. Gonna reinforce my cavalry. Gonna move my artillery piece forward. And I'm gonna use my JU-88A to bombard these final Norwegian troops. Wow, it's amazing how quickly they just collapsed there. Just amazing how quickly they collapsed. Gonna use my BF-110C. Get him more experience. March my paratroopers forward. Yeah, once Oslo fell, they just completely collapsed. Okay, now let's finish off. Finally, let's finish off this fortress. Oh, come on. Ugh. Still haven't finished it off. Alright. Gonna reinforce that ship. Alright, that's it. For turn 10, let's go to turn 11. Should be getting near the end here. Oh, they're gonna counterattack me. They're still gonna hit me. Oh, here comes some more hidden Norwegian troops. Gonna attack that. Gonna attack these troops. Gonna move my Wehrmacht infantry forward. Gonna take this town. Gonna take that town. Gonna move my 88 forward. I'm going to use my Ju-88A and my Bf-110C to soften up the Lillehammer troops. Since I'm in no hurry here, I'm going to take the opportunity to reinforce my Gerbertsjägers. Get ready to assault Lillehammer from the southeast. Bring my pioneers and my cavalry forward, my armored car, and now this fortress on this island is finally gonna fucking fall. There we go, finally. Finally, I get to take it. Alright. Gonna move this boat out and this guy in. Not going to probably have a chance to repair him because the scenario is going to go over. Actually, things are going pretty well for Erwin, considering there were no Panzers, and Panzers are his specialty. I'm going to move the HMS Blucher into dock. I've just about got Norway wrapped up here. All right. Let's go to turn 12. They're going to counter battery fire my artillery, my infantry. I'm going to move my 88 up. I'm going to hit them with my artillery pieces. Boom. Force my Wehrmacht infantry. Get my grenadiers in place. And suppress them with my Ju-88A. Where is it? It's right there. And hopefully my Bf-110C, which is becoming quite an adept bomber, can take out that artillery. It does. Okay, let's see what... He's got a low altitude attack. Yeah, he's good at that. So that unit is developing some skills, as they say. Okay, I think that's it. We're just about there. Captured all the objectives except Lillehammer, which is coming soon. Okay, end of turn. Alright, the first thing to do is to surround Lillehammer. So I'm going to move my troops into position. I'm going to shell them with artillery shells. I'm going to bomb them from above with my with my Ju-88A. I'm going to use my grenadiers and my mountain infantry to inflict damage and destruction. And they are all dead, and now I'm going to use my cavalry to take Lillehammer, and that will be a victory. Victory for Mike Bear. Norway South. Erwin von Butcherstein. He's now going to move on to the invasion of France in 1940. All right, thanks for being here. I'm going to try to splice together these 3 videos and see if I can get it to be one big, long, cool video. Does anybody know any good programs that can do that? I don't know. But we are going to end this video now. See if I can do that.